Hey, good morning, Good Shepherd. This is Pastor Phil. I have a couple of announcements and reminders that I want to share with you this morning. The first reminder is I want to remind you about the Church Center app that we have. You can get it on iPhone or Android. Here it is on my phone right next to Chick-fil-A. Click on that app or point to that app and it brings up a page that looks like this. And on the bottom of the page, it has home, give, and events. Click on events. There it brings up Sunday school to register for, Sunday morning worship. There you can make all of your online reservations. And also there's the give button on the bottom, and it's an easy way to give. So if you haven't downloaded the Church Center app, make sure to do so. Again, you can download it for Android, or you can download it for the iPhone as well. Well, speaking of reservations, for everyone who's here today in person, you made a reservation online. I want to emphasize again how important it is to make those reservations. I know it's easy to think, oh, well, I don't need to make a reservation. I'll just show up. There's usually room in the church. But please be kind and considerate to our volunteers, our altar guild, our ushers, and everyone who goes to prepare and make ready for Sunday morning. It's a big effort, and there's a reason why we have that Thursday at the end of the day deadline to make reservations for Sunday worship, because there's a lot to do to get ready each week. But if you make your reservation, you receive an email confirming your reservation. And it's important that you read that email. I know you've probably read it in the past, because it's basically the same email week after week after week after week that you've read every time you've made your reservation. But I want to, especially as we transition seasons here, we get into the cooler weather, and the flu season begins. And if I'm reading everything right, it seems the rate of transmission of COVID-19 is on the rise as well. So maybe we were a little bit lax during the summer. I know many of us were. But it's important, I believe, that as we enter into this new season here, that we take serious, considering that this pandemic, this illness, this virus is on the rise. So again, pay special attention to the email that you receive and the instructions that are there. Just to boil it down, if you have a fever, if you have a cough, a runny nose. I know this is a season where a lot of us have season allergies that we're dealing with. But the thing is, if there is any hesitation, please use caution and err on the side of not coming than to come and later find out that you've been diagnosed with COVID. So if there's any question in your mind, just stay home. Our worship, we've put a lot of effort into the live stream and to make that in-home experience. It's not the same as being in person, but we've put a lot of effort into making that experience to be the best that it can be. So again, if there's any question, any hesitation, please stay home. A couple other things to remind you. If you've been exposed to someone that has tested positive for COVID, again, caution is the word of the day. Please stay home. If you've traveled out of state, especially to one of the quarantine states, there are some 38 states that are on the list right now. The state of New Jersey is asking that you self-quarantine for 14 days after you arrive home. So again, please stay home if you've traveled to one of those states. Some other things just to remind you that when you do come to worship on Sunday morning, please wear a mask at all times. Everyone in the sanctuary needs to have a mask on. Now, with that said, a couple of us as volunteers and leaders in worship, we do take our masks off as we lead worship in front of the congregation. But you'll notice that as soon as that role is over, we put our masks back on. So everyone who comes as a participant in worship needs to have a mask on at all times. Continue to maintain social distancing. Use a lot of hand sanitizer. Wash your hands. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone can do their part in minimizing the transmission of this deadly, deadly virus. So anyways, Good Shepherd, I pray that you are healthy. I pray that you are well. And I pray that over the next couple of weeks and months that we will continue to be able to gather in person. But to do that, we all need to play our part. So God's blessings on your worship today.